All right, welcome back for another broadcast here on the campus of the Kansas City, Kansas Community College Blue Devils. We had a one game against Colby yesterday and a doubleheader with them today. Welcome back for the broadcast. We will bring you both of those games. The first game will be a scheduled 7-inning game. The second will be a 9. Let's quickly meet the starting lineups for today's game. First for the Colby Trojans. Leading off, the left fielder, Raphael Ranger. Batting second, the designated hitter, Gavin Galenza. Batting third, the second baseman, Carter Roth. Batting cleanup, the shortstop, Andrew Major. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Isaiah Padilla. Batting sixth, the center fielder, Lucas Vincent. Batting seventh, the catcher, J.J. Gines. Batting eighth, the first baseman, Joe Gagnon. Batting ninth, the right fielder, Gavin Sherry. And on the mound, Ben Bowman will be on the mound. So it'll be Ranger, Galenza, Roth, Major, Padilla, Vincent, Gines, Gagnon, Sherry for the Trojans. Now for the KCK Blue Devils. The Blue Devils will lead off. The second baseman, Peyton Basler. Batting second, the third baseman, Jackson Mervosh. Batting third, the shortstop, Garrick Goldbeck. Batting cleanup, the catcher, Brady Patterson. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Frankie Santiago. Batting sixth, the left fielder, Freddie Nolan the fourth. Batting seventh, the right fielder, Marcus Dirks. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, Levi Martin. Batting ninth, the center fielder, Brady Kern, with Aaron Lewis on the mound. So it'll be Basler, Mervosh, Goldbeck, Patterson, Santiago, Nolan the fourth, Dirks, Martin, and Kern. And that's the starting lineups for today's game. This is a cross-conference matchup, so it actually equates out to a non-conference game. But you are playing against the west side of the conference of the KJCCC. I'm going to take a short break. We will be back and hear the starting lineups actually by the PA announcer. Then we'll take a short break during the anthem. Just a reminder, it's not that I'm anti-flag or anthem. It's just that when YouTube's software picks up the played versions, they can mute your broadcast, and they're not likely to mute it, but they can in some areas, so I like to stay away from that. So that's the reason behind that. I'll take a break. We'll get with the PA announcer here in a bit, get this thing going. Thanks for joining me.
First for the visiting Trojans, leading off and playing left field, number 11, Raphael Ranger. Batting second and playing DH, number 33, Gavin Galenza. Hitting third and playing second base, number 10, Carter Roth. Batting cleanup and playing shortstop, number 7, Andrew Major. Hitting fifth and playing third base, number 32, Isaiah Padilla. Batting sixth and playing center field, number 12, Lucas Vincent. Hitting seventh and playing catcher, number 23, J.J. Gines. Batting eighth and playing first base, number 3, Joe Gagnon. Batting nine and playing right field, number 27, Gavin Sherry. And on the mound for the Trojans, number 1, Ben Bowman. The head coach for Colby is Ryan Carter, assisted by Logan Onatoka. And now let's meet the starting lineup here for your KCKCC Blue Devils. Leading off and playing second base, number 2, Peyton Basler. Batting second and playing third base, number 10, Jackson Mervosh. Hitting third and playing shortstop, number 4, Garrick Goldbeck. Batting cleanup and playing catcher, number 32, Brady Patterson. Hitting fifth and playing first base, number 26, Frankie Santiago. Batting sixth and playing left field, number 22, Freddie Nolan. Hitting seventh and playing right field, number 27, Marcus Dirks. Batting eighth and playing DH, number 34, Levi Martin. Batting nine and playing center field, number 6, Brady Kern. And on the mound for the Blue Devils, number 13, Aaron Lewis. The assistant coaches are Billy Sharp, Pedro Goldbeck.
All right, here we go for the first game of the doubleheader today. The Blue Devils will take on Colby Trojans. The Trojans have a record of 6-33. They are 4-16 in the conference. The Blue Devils have a 31-6 record. They are 16-4 in the conference. That puts them in third place of the eastern side with Johnson County and Cali College, both 16-2 ahead of them as we go into today's games. I believe Johnson and Cali both will be playing the final 2 games of their series that they are involved with at this time. So that's kind of the standings and where we are right now. The Blue Devils shaping up to be in the top 4, so when we do get to the end of the regular season that we have a playoff game that first place on the east side will play against the 8th place on the west side, and it works its way down to where the teams that are in the top 4 places will play at home a best 2 out of 3, and then they will head to the regional at that point. On the mound is Aaron Lewis. He has a 3.55 ERA. And Ranger will lead things off. Lewis is from Kearney, Missouri. And there's a strike right through there to Ranger. Ranger leads things off. He starts the day batting .345. There's a swing and a miss, so quickly 0-2 the count. On the left fielder, Raphael Ranger. There's a ball, misses just a little bit low and inside. Nolan the fourth, Kern and Dirks across the outfield. Mervosh, Goldbeck, Basler, and Santiago across the infield with Patterson behind the plate. That's in just a bit, so 2-2 the count. And Lewis on the mound. Ball's going to be out of play. So we'll do the 2-2 again. Welcome this afternoon. Thanks for joining me. There's a ball headed into left field. That's going to fall in front of Nolan the fourth. So Ranger leads things off with a base hit to left field. It's going to bring up Galinza. Galinza starts the day batting .284. He'll step in with a runner at first base and nobody out. There's a high chopper to Mervosh at third. Mervosh kind of put the lob on that one, made it close, but nonetheless, the 5-3 ground out. That's going to bring up Roth. Roth starts the day batting .439. He has the highest batting average of all of the Trojans on the roster. There's a ball headed into left field, and that's going to be caught in the air by Nolan the fourth for the second out of the inning.
Now the shortstop, number 7, Andrew Major.
That's going to bring up Major. He starts the day batting .299. He'll step in with 2 outs and a runner at second base to face Lewis. Swing and a miss of that first pitch. Runner at second base is Ranger. He led things off with a base hit and then moved up on the ground out by Galinza. That's a little bit low and inside, so 1-1 the count. There's a strike, catches the outside corner at the knees, so 1-2 the count. Aaron Lewis, pitcher today for the Blue Devils. He's from Kearney, Missouri. Foul ball backing out of play. So Major, Andrew Major, he's the shortstop for the Trojans. He earns himself another pitch from Lewis. Gets that in and off the fist, but he stays alive. Wind out of the south, blowing out to left field. And fouls that one away, so 3 straight foul balls with a 1-2 count. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming. Sunshiny day. Into the 80s was predicted. I should say forecast. There's the pitch. That's up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 games today. First game's a 7. Second game will be a 9 most. Breaking ball in the dirt, blocked nicely by Patterson. So 3-2 the count. Foul ball back to the screen. We'll do it again. 9th pitch of the at-bat coming. High fly ball into right field. Coming in to take care of that is Dirks. So the Trojans get a lead-off hit, get him over to second, but that's as far as it goes. We go to the bottom half of the first inning. Blue Devils coming up. We'll be back. All right, here we go to the bottom half of the first inning. Ben Bowman from Cheyenne, Wyoming will be on the mound. Bowman has an 8.10 ERA. He's 0-1 on the season with his record. Righty on the mound to face the Blue Devils. The Blue Devils will send up Basler, Mervosh, and Goldbeck. Bottom of the first inning action. A base hit and then a ground out and a couple of flyouts in the top half of the first. So Basler will head over to the left-handed side as a switch hitter. Basler will step in as he leads things off here for the Blue Devils. Day batting .314. There's a strike right through there. 0-1 the count on the second baseman, Peyton Basler. Swinging him. Behind Bowman is Ranger Vincent and Sherry across the outfield. Padilla, Major, Roth, and Gagnon across the infield with Gines behind the plate. And on the mound is Ben Bowman from Cheyenne, Wyoming. 0-2 the count on Peyton Basler. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. How to bring up Mervosh.
Now batting the third baseman, number 10, Jackson Mervosh.
Mervosh will step in with one out and nobody on. Mervosh starts the day batting .333. That's a little bit low. 1-0 the count on the third baseman, Jackson Mervosh. That's high and inside, so 2. Mervosh, the third baseman. Foul ball, fouled that one off his foot. So 2-1 the count now. Coach Goldbeck down at third base. And over at first base is Coach Sharp. That's up high. So 3-1 the count. Comes the 3-1. There's a strike. Breaking ball catches the outside corner at the waist. Three balls, two strikes, and an out to Jackson Mervosh. Foul ball headed over to the right side, and the first baseman, Gagnon, goes out to take care of that. It's going to bring up Goldbeck.
Number 4, Garrick Goldbeck.
Goldbeck will step in to face Bowman. Goldbeck starts the day batting .460. Squares to bunt, takes a strike. 0-1 the count. There's strike two, just catches the outside corner. Strike called so quickly down in the count is the shortstop for KCK Blue Devils, Gary Goldbeck. That's outside, 1-2 the count. High and outside again. So from 0-2 to 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Foul ball back to the screen. We'll do the 2-2 again. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. So a couple of strikeouts and a pop out in foul territory. We go to the top of the second inning, no score. All right, here we go to the top of the second inning. Padilla, Vincent, and Gines scheduled up for the Trojans. Misses just a little bit inside. Padilla starts the day batting .317. Second pitch to him is down low, 2-0 the count. The third baseman, That misses low and inside again, so 3-0 the count. As he leads things off here for the Trojans. There's a strike right through there. 3-1 the count. It's a high chopper going to be taken by Basler. And Basler over to Santiago for the 4-3 ground out. That's going to bring up Vincent.
Now batting the center fielder, number 12, Lucas Vincent.
Vincent will step in with one out. He starts today batting .298. He'll step in to face Lewis for his first time. One out, nobody on. Breaking ball catches the outside corner at the waist. 0-1 the count. It's low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A little bit low. 2-1 the count. Foul ball back to the screen, evens the count out at 2-2. It's up high. So the count goes full. Breaking ball stays up just a little bit, so a 1-out walk to the center fielder, Vincent. That's going to bring up Gines.
Now batting the catcher, number 23, J.J. Gines.
Gines starts the day batting .189. Runner over at first base is Vincent. Ball breaks outside for 1-0. There's a strike at the knees on the outside corner.
I've had like a trauma experience with a damn wasp, bro. I literally got, it was on my grandparents' list, bro, and I got
Count.
so hard on my arm, bro.
There's a ball headed into center field. And the catch is made by Brady Kern. So the diving catch by Kern in right center for the out. That's going to bring up Gagnon.
I doubt that he'll get it just because Garrett exists.
Now batting the first baseman, number 3, Joe Gagnon.
Gagnon starts the day batting .228. That misses low and inside. 1-0 the count. Foul ball backing out of play. That's over the third base dugout where the Blue Devils are stationed. 1-1 the count on the first baseman, Joe Gagnon. Another foul ball over the dugout. One and two the count. In tight on the plate is Gagnon. Runner goes and a swing and a miss. So no runs on no hits. We go to the bottom of the second inning. No score. All right, here we go to the bottom half of the second inning. No score.
Leading off the bottom of the second inning for the Blue Devils, the catcher, number 32, Brady Patterson.
Brady Patterson will lead things off, followed by Santiago and Nolan the fourth. There's a strike right through there.
Not jinxing Brady. Every time I've been to a game, it seems like Patterson hits the ball like a big one.
Patterson starts the day batting .302. That's way outside. 1-1 the count. Patterson, the catcher for the Blue Devils. Swing and a miss of that pitch. One and two the count on Brady Patterson. That's low and outside. 2-2 the count now. It's a high fly ball to deep left center. Over to take care of that is the center fielder, Vincent, for the first out of the inning.
Now batting the first baseman, number 26, Frankie Santiago.
That'll bring up Santiago. He'll be up there with one out. Santiago starts the day batting .315. He'll step in against Ben Bowman. Ball one, the first pitch to Santiago. That catches the outside corner. Pretty wide was that corner, but has been fairly consistent there. Check swing. Ruled a strike. So 1-2 the count. On the first baseman, Frankie Santiago. Santiago, switch hitter on the left-handed side, facing the righty, Ben Bowman. So the ball headed into center fielder. Center fielder takes care of that. So Vincent with two fly balls for outs here. So that's going to bring up Freddie Nolan the fourth. Nolan the fourth starts the day batting .286. He'll step in with two outs and nobody on. Breaking ball, wow. Called a strike. Goodness, that's a wide. That's a wide pitch right there, but ruled a strike. We'll see how consistent that's going to be out there. 0-1 the count. That one a little further out there. Going to test it. You get one outside like that, you come back there again. That's a very unhittable pitch. Turns on that one and fouls it down there by Coach Golbeck, between Coach Golbeck and the dugout. So 1-2 the count on Freddie Nolan the fourth. Way outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. No score. Trojans of Colby with 1 hit. Blue Devils still looking for their first hit. There's a foul ball up onto the dugout. Going to make it back out. Yes, it does. We'll do the 2-2 again. Colby Trojans into town. The Blue Devils took the first game yesterday 10-0 in 7 innings. That's outside for ball 3. So 3-2 the count now. 3-game series cross the conference from the East and the West playing each other today. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. 3 up, 3 downs in back-to-back innings for Bowman. He's got 3 strikes and 3 flyouts. We go to the top of the 3rd inning. No score. Got a few people watching out on the berm today. Had a few people said they were going to be out there. There's one group. And here's another group. And then slide on over, and I believe there's going to be some more. The camera zoomed in so far that the wind blowing out of the south kind of making that shake a bit. But nonetheless, some people enjoying the sun out on the berm today. Here we go to the top of the 3rd inning. No score in this one. I need to get a little bookwork done here to get the 3rd inning put up on the scoreboard on your screen. There it is.
On the top of the 3rd inning for the Trojans, the right fielder, number 27, Gavin Sherry.
It's going to bring up Sherry. Sherry takes a strike. That's outside. Sherry starts today batting .232. 1-1 the count on him. There's a high fly ball into center field. Kern looking up, kind of toward the sun, takes care of that for the first out of the inning. So back to the top of the order for Colby.
Now batting the left fielder, number 11, Raphael Ranger.
Ranger will step in. Ranger is from Alum, Quebec. Takes a strike. Swing and a miss of that pitch so quickly down the count. 0-2 to Aaron Lewis, the righty on the mound for the Blue Devils. He had a base hit to left field his first time up. There's a pitch headed into right field, and
Nice.
the play is
What a catch there by Peyton Basler.
so it looked like the home plate umpire pointed that it was down.
Oh, check me.
Coach will come out and ask about that, but the first base umpire will be no help because he was coming in with his back to things, so the umpire calls that down, and the runner will be at first base. Coach Goldbeck wondering why he did not do the safe sign. All he did was point down with a finger. Not going to probably make any difference in the outcome, but I kind of agree with Coach Goldbeck is there's not much of a signal there, and certainly neither team knew for sure what was going on, and so Ranger has back-to-back base hits.
Now batting the DH, number 33, Gavin Galenza.
So Galenza will step in. That's way outside. Galenza is from Camrose, Alberta, Canada. That's down low. Galenza grounded out to Mervosh his first time up. Runner at first base, 1 out. That's outside. So 3-0 the count on the designated hitter, Gavin Galinza. There's a strike inside half of the plate at the knees. 3-1 the count now. Swing and a miss of the high heater. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, and an out. Runner at first base is the left fielder, Ranger.
I thought Basler had that Superman pitch.
And just about got him. That was a tough one right there. Coach down at third base just put his head down. He's thinking maybe they got away with one right there. 3-2 the count. Breaking ball, that's spoiled by Galinza. Sprayed it over the first base dugout. He earns another pitch from Lewis. They'll toss over to first, nothing going on over there. So a ground ball headed into left field. Runner headed for third base and is going to be safe. And in with a double is Galinza. So that'll bring up Roth. Roth will step in with 1 out and runners at second and third.
Second baseman, number 10, Carter Roth.
Roth is from Stratford, Ontario. Steps in with 1 out. That's up high, 1-0 the count. Roth flew out to left field his last time up. Going to get a visit to the mound from Coach Goldbeck. Going to go out and visit with things. 1 out. Runners at second and third. No score. I'll be back. All right, the wisdom has been imparted by Coach Goldbeck. 1-0 the count on the second baseman, Carter Roth. There's a ball headed into right field. That'll score at least 1. That's going to score 2. And the RBI base hit by Roth. So Colby strikes first on that base hit.
Now batting is shortstop, number 10, Major.
That's going to bring up Major. Major is from Aurora, Colorado. Foul ball back to the screen, 0-1 the count. So a fly out and then a base hit, a double, and a single. And the Trojans are ahead 2-0. There's a strike. Outside corner at the knees, 0-2 the count quickly. 2 runs on 3 hits for the Trojans. Throw over to first. Nothing going on over there. Back in safely is Roth. Way outside. 1-2 the count. Need to be a little closer than that to get that strike call on the outside corner. There's a swing and a miss for the strikeout. So there's the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up Padilla.
Now batting the third baseman, number 32, Isaiah Padilla.
Padilla is from Denver, Colorado. He'll be up there with 2 outs and a runner at first. Back in safely is Roth. Padilla grounded out to Basler his last time up. Runner goes. And safe at with the stolen base is Roth. So a runner in scoring position with 2 outs now to Padilla. High fly ball into left center. So 2 runs on 3 hits for the Trojans. We go to the half of the third inning. Trojans have taken a 2-0 lead. I'll be back. All right, Marcus Dirks will lead things off for the Blue Devils. Dirks starts the day batting .410. There's a strike right down the middle at the knees. That's the place where the pitchers want to live, right down there, because that ball's at the knees or a little lower. 0-1 the count. That's in the dirt. Now, pitches like that, Salvi takes and puts them out of the ballpark as he did last night, a low pitch. 1-1 the count on the right fielder, Marcus Dirks. There's a ground ball headed at the second baseman.
Oh, yeah.
And over. So Roth over to Gagnon for the 4-3 ground out. It's going to bring up Levi Martin. Martin starts the day batting .405. He'll step in with 1 out and nobody on. Way outside. Backhand by the catcher, Gaines, way out there. No chance to go out and block that. But inconsequential with no one on base. That misses a little bit low and outside. A little surprised that wasn't a strike call right there. Not that it was a strike, just thought that's where it would be. 2-0 the count. That misses outside, so 3-0 the count on the designated hitter, Levi Martin. Needing base runners here, probably be taking all the way. There's a strike inside half of the plate at the knees. 3-1 the count now. Bottom of the third inning action. Colby leads 2-0. Swing and a miss of that high heater. 3-2 the count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and an out. Colby with 2 runs on 3 hits. Blue Devils looking for their first hit. Strike 3 called. That's that wide outside of the outside corner called strike. The precedence has been set on that, so you better be swinging at that one. That's going to bring up Brady Kern. Kern starts the day batting .365. He'll step in to face Bowman. That's outside. 1-0 the count. Brady Kern, the center fielder for the Blue Devils. Bottom of the third inning action, 7-inning scheduled game. There's a strike right through there. 1-1 the count. There's a little check swing, foul ball. The Trojans in their cream over cream uniforms. Blue Devils in their bright red over white. Sunshiny day, wind blowing out fairly brisk to left field. That's a little bit low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. 2-run lead for the Trojans. Way outside and a little high, so 3-2 the count. Ben Bowman on the mound, tall righty for the Trojans. He's from Wyoming. That's inside. So a 2-out walk to Brady Kern, and back to the top of the order we go.
Now batting the second baseman, number 2, Peyton Basler.
Basler will step in. Basler is from Lansing, Kansas. He'll step in with 2 outs and a runner at first base after Kern walks with 2 outs. That's outside, 1-0 the count.
I bet the under for the Royals and the Mets both scoring less than 8.5 runs, and they're at 8 right now in the third inning. So,
Yeah. So much for all that.
it's quite unfortunate.
Royals, man, they've been hitting the ball, dude. Real
Bobby-
tough. Like, they got some.
Couple of tosses over. Nothing going on over there. That's up high. Runner at first base is Brady Kern. He worked a walk with 2 outs. That's up a little bit high. So 3-0 the count on Peyton Basler. Basler struck out his first time up. That's down low for ball 4. So back-to-back walks here with 2 outs.
Now batting the third baseman, number 10, Jackson Murbosh.
That's going to bring up Murbosh. Murbosh is from Lenexa, Kansas. He popped out in foul territory to the first baseman Gagnon his first time up. There's a strike called. The breaking ball in the outside corner. Coach Goldbeck going to walk down and visit a little bit with Murbosh, probably take an opportunity. Going to have the runners come in, going to get a official offensive visit here just to probably make a point about the strike call there. Use that to get after the umpire a little bit. Not sure that that's what it is, but I presume that. So 0-1 the count, 2 outs. Umpire going to go down, and coach is going to make him come down and visit with him, I'm sure. So the conference is over.
Hey, good take, Murph.
0-1 the count. 2 outs, everybody back to their positions, and we're all ready to go.
That's terrible. That's like
Ben Bowman ready to deal on the mound for the Trojans. Foul ball backing out of play, so 0-2 the count. So you know, as a signal caller here for the Trojans, you're going to call for a curveball way outside, see what happens. Here comes the 0-2.
Hopefully he misses and hangs it right down the middle.
That's up high. 1-0 the count.
We'll set up pitch, bring his eyes up.
So I wasn't so close on that one, but now they can come back with that pitch out there after the high one to get you looking up high. 1-2 the count, 2 outs, 2 on. And a swing and a miss. And a strikeout on that breaking ball outside. So the Blue Devils get no runs on no hits with a couple of walks. We go to the top of the 4th inning with the Colby Trojans leading 2-0. All right, Lucas Vincent will lead things off for Colby here in the top of the 4th, and he's hit by a pitch. Lucas is from Stouffville, Ontario, with a hit by a pitch. It's going to bring up J.J. Gines. First pitch to him is a strike. Gines is from Brighton, Colorado. He's in there with nobody out and a runner at first base. Takes a strike outside. Going to have to be a little closer than that to get that breaking ball called strike on the outside. That's outside. 2-1 the count. Gines flew out to Kern into right center his first time up. Quick toss over to first and Santiago, no tag. Nolan the fourth, Kernan Dirks across the outfield, Mervosh, Golbeck, Basler, Santiago across the infield. That's low and outside with Patterson behind the plate and Lewis on the mound. That's outside for ball four. So back-to-back free passes, one a hit by a pitch and one a walk. That's going to bring up Gagnon. Gagnon is from Calgary, Alberta. Going to get a visit to the mound by Patterson. Got a little work going on down in the bullpen for the Blue Devils. Nothing going on down in the visitors' bullpen for Colby. Gagnon will step in. He's the first baseman. He struck out his first time up. He'll step in with runners at first and second and nobody out. Vincent was hit by a pitch to lead things off, and then Gines reached on a walk. That misses low and inside. One another count in tight on the plate is Gagnon. There's a foul ball backing out of play, 1-1. Blue Devils trail by 2. The Trojans of Colby College batting in their top half of the fourth. There's a strike at the knees outside half of the plate. That's a good place to be right there as a pitcher. So 1-2 the count. Lewis to Gagnon. There's a ball headed into left field. And that's going to be an RBI base hit as Vincent comes sliding in for the third run for Colby. So the 3-0 lead. That's going to bring up Sherry. Sherry is from Denver, Colorado. We're going to get a visit to the mound. We're going to get a pitching change. We'll get that change and we'll be back. Blue Devils trailing 3-0 in the top of the fourth inning. 7-inning scheduled game. Thanks for joining me. I'll be back. All right, the pitching change has been made. Will Bartkowski will come in. Aaron Lewis goes 3 innings. He's responsible for the 2 runners on at this point. Bartkowski is from Seneca, Kansas. He has a 2.11 ERA. Tall side armor from Seneca. He has a 5-0 record. He will take the mound. Relief for the Blue Devils. First pitch is low and outside. Gavin Sherry at the plate. He flew out to center field his first time up. Sherry from Denver, Colorado, as I mentioned before. There, the bunt is in the air. That's going to be taken, though, on one hop. Been a nice one to get in the air, but barehanding that and over to first base, and Bassler covering for the first out. So that was a 5-4 ground out. So Raphael Ranger comes back up again, his third at bat. He's had a couple of base hits. His second base hit a little controversial. We thought there's a ball whistled between the third base runner and the third base coach down there. Bassler ranged way out into shallow right field at what appeared to be a great play, but was a base hit. 0-1 the count. Foul ball back to the screen. So runners at second and third, 3-0 lead for the Colby Trojans. Thank you. There's a ground ball that's going to be foul off the feet of Ranger. Sunshiny day, beautiful warm day. That's up high. 1-2 the count on the left fielder, Ranger. Sweeping curve. Breaking ball misses the outside corner. That could be a real good pitch for him if he can get that thing just a little bit closer out there. 2-2 the count. That's outside. So 3-2 the count now on Raphael Ranger. There's a ground ball that's along the line. That's going to be extra bases and 2 more RBI. So Ranger with 3 hits, and that base hit is a double down the right field line into the corner for 2 more RBI.
Now batting at DH, number 33, Gavin Valenza.
So that makes it 5-0. Is that correct, guys? Is it just 4?
No, it should be 5. 5-0. They just got 2 runs there. They got 2 runs off that? Yeah.
So 5 runs, correct. At the plate is Galenza. High pop up back here. Patterson's going to take care of that. That's the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up Roth. Roth will step in with a runner at second base and 2 outs now. Blue Devils trail 5-0 here in the top of the 4th inning. That ball just misses. Nolan Kern Dirks across the outfield. Mervosh, Golbeck, Basler, Santiago. Patterson behind the plate. There's a ball headed up the middle, diving grab by Mervosh. Gets to the knee and over to Santiago. So a run-saving, diving toward center field. Nice play by Basler to keep it at 5. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Blue Devils trailing 5-0. Thanks for joining me. I'll be back. All right, the bottom of the 4th inning we go. Gary Golbeck will step in. Gary is from Kansas City, Kansas. That misses low and inside. Gary struck out his first time up. Want to know the count. There's a strike at the belt right down the middle. Ranger Vincent Sherry across the outfield. Padilla, Major, Roth, Gagnon across the infield. Gines behind the plate. Bowman on the mound. That's in the dirt. 2-1 the count. On the shortstop, Gary Golbeck. It's a ground ball right back to the pitcher. Pitcher's going to underhand it, so Golbeck hits it hard. But a one-hopper to Bowman over to Gagnon for the 1-3 ground out. It's going to bring up Brady Patterson. Patterson will step in with 1 out and nobody on. Patterson is from Auburn, Kansas. There's a strike at the knees on the outside corner. The outside corner is the place to keep an eye on today. Better be slapping that ball to right field. There's strike 2 called. Not necessarily early in the count, but with 2 strikes, you better be ready to try and make contact on that outside curveball because the plate is wide out there. There's a ground ball to the third baseman. Padilla's up with it, charging hard and over to Gagnon for the 5-3 ground out. That's going to bring up Santiago.
First baseman, number 26, Frankie Santiago.
Santiago is from Calle, Puerto Rico. He'll step in. He flew out to Vincent in center field his first time up. That's down low for ball 1, 1-0 the count. There's a strike right down the middle at the knees. 1-1 the count on the first baseman, Frankie Santiago. That's outside. 2-1 the count. Bowman back for his 4th inning of work. That catches the outside corner. Strike two called. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Blue Devils trailing 5-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. 7-inning scheduled game. That's up high. So 3-2 the count.
Unless this guy hits a bomb, it ties the game.
That's ball 4. Against a right-handed batter, that is a strike right there. I mean, he would have called it. I'm not saying it's a strike. So a base on balls. That's going to bring up Freddie Nolan, the 4th. He flew out to center field his last time up. Nolan, the 4th, is from Fort Worth. He steps in with 2 outs and a runner at first. Way outside. So a big lead by Santiago down. Probably have a one-way lead, not near as big a lead this time as he had last time. 1-0 the count. There's a strike called. 1-1 the count on Freddie Nolan, the 4th. He struck out his first time up. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs, and Santiago at first. That's a little bit low. 2-1 the count. That's high and outside. Going to get a snap throw down to first and gets away from Gagnon and down to second base is Santiago. So 2-1 the count. Runner at second base. Strike called outside corner. That's that breaking ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Foul ball down the right field line. That's headed for the woods. And into the woods it goes. Any ball that hits on the side of the hill outside the woods ends up sucking it into the woods. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Freddie Nolan, the 4th. That's in the dirt, nicely blocked. Base on balls, but a nice job by Gines blocking that one. So a couple of ground outs, then a couple of walks. That's going to bring up Marcus Dirks. Dirks will step in. He's from Kansas City, Kansas. He'll step in with 2 outs and 2 on. Try and get something on the outfield grass. Way up high and outside. Nice job by the catcher to keep that from going all the way back to the screen. 1-2 the count. Dirks grounded out to Roth at second base his first time on. There's a strike right through there outside half of the plate. 1-1 the count on the right fielder, Marcus Dirks. There's strike 2. That's a breaking ball. Makes it down to the strike zone. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. That's outside. Two balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the stretch and the pitch from Bowman. Breaking ball fouled back into the screen by Dirks. So Dirks earns another pitch. 2-2 the count. Way outside. So 3-2 the count. Now the Blue Devils will have the advantage of the two runners will be running. Santiago at second, Nolan the fourth at first, Dirks at the plate. It's a ground ball, a foul ball. Back to the screen. We'll do the 3-2 again. So retreat back to their common bag where they started, Santiago and Nolan the fourth. We'll do the 3-2 again. That's high and outside. So a couple of ground outs, then three back-to-back-to-back base on balls. That's going to bring up Levi Martin. We're going to get a visit to the mound. Got a little bit of work going on down in the visitors' bullpen. We'll see if there's a change. 2 outs, bases full of Blue Devils. Martin's up there. I'll be back. All right, the visit to the mound is over. Levi Martin will step in. Martin is from Olathe, Kansas. He will step in with 2 outs on the bases loaded. He was called out on strikes his first time up. And that's high and inside. 1-0 the count. That's way outside. 2-0 the count. The count. Foul ball right straight over the top of us. So we're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Blue Devils trailing 5-0. They have 2 outs on them, but they do have the bases loaded and the designated hitter Levi Martin at the plate. Comes the 2-1. There's a ball headed into the gap in right center. That's going to plate 2 for the Blue Devils. So that's actually going to plate 3. So Levi Martin with the double. And he drives home the 3 base on balls that loaded the base to make this a 5-3 game. So that's going to bring up Brady Kern. Kern will step in now with the score 5-3 instead of 5-0 after that bases emptying double by Levi Martin. Kern heads one deep into center field. That's going to be taken care of by Vincent. But the Blue Devils get 3 runs on 1 hit, and we go to the top of the 5th inning. Blue Devils trailing now just 5-3. I'll be back. Blue Devils with the pitching change. Caleb Reed from Olathe, Kansas will come in. He has a 1.65 ERA. Let me see if I've got this correctly. 1.65 ERA, 1-0 his record. And he will come to the mound for the Blue Devils to the score 5-3 here. That's going to bring up Major Padilla and Vincent scheduled up for the Colby Trojans. Andrew Major, the shortstop, will step in. He's been out on a fly to right field and struck out in this one. There's a foul ball back to the screen, so 0-1 the count on the shortstop, Andrew Major. Caleb Reed on to the mound. That misses outside, 1-1 the count. Lewis goes 3, Bartkowski goes 1. Top of the 5th inning action, and Caleb Reed comes in. There's a foul ball out of play. Reed, the third pitcher for the Blue Devils. There's a ball headed at Basler. Pops up a bit. He stays with it. And the for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Padilla.
Now batting the third baseman, number 2, Isaiah Padilla.
That brings up Isaiah Padilla, the third baseman. He's grounded out to Basler and flew out to Nolan, the 2 at bats. Faces Reed for the first time. 1-0 the count. Let's see if Reed can get that curveball working on the outside part of the plate. Outside strike. There's a foul ball back to the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Foul ball back and over the top of us. One and two the count now on Padilla. And the strikeout. So a ground out and a strikeout. And that's going to bring up the center fielder, Vincent. Vincent has reached on a base on balls and been hit by a pitch. He steps in with 2 outs. There's a fly ball headed into right field. And that's going to be taken care of by Dirks. So a 3-up, 3-down inning for Caleb Reed. We go to the bottom of the inning. Blue Devils trailing 5-3. I'll be back. Right to the bottom of the fifth inning we go. Blue Devils cut the lead last inning with a 3 spot to make it 5-3. So back to the top of the order.
Inning for the Blue Devils, the second baseman, number 2, Peyton Basler.
Basler will step in. He has struck out and reached on a base on balls. Basler, Mervosh, and Golbeck scheduled up for the Blue Devils. That misses low and inside. Ball 1, 1-0 the count. There's a strike, catches the outside corner. 1-1 the count. Way outside.
Is that too loud for you?
It'll be fine. There's a base hit headed into right field. So Basler with a leadoff base hit and just about throws behind him, does Sherry to Gagnon, but he's back in safely. Basler with the base hit. Just slapped it right through between the first baseman and the second baseman. That's going to bring up Mervosh. Mervosh will step in with a runner at first and nobody out. He's popped out in foul territory to the first baseman and struck out. There's a strike on the outside corner. So the tying run has made it to the plate. See if the Blue Devils can do something with it. There's a throw over to first base. Back in safely is Basler. That's high and outside. 1-1 the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 runner on down at first is Basler. Runner goes. And the throw is high into left field. As he slid with his leg up in the air, he went past the base, had to come back and tag it. So he did not move. Yes, the pitch was high. 2-1 the count. And Basler with the stolen base. So 2-1 the count now on Mervosh. That's high and outside. So 3-1 the count. So Mervosh ahead in the count. 3-1 here. Nobody out. That stays up high for ball 4. So coach is headed to the mound. We're going to get a pitching change. We're going to take a break. We'll be back. Blue Devils batting here in the bottom of the 5th. They trail by 2. They've got 2 on and nobody out. I'll be back. All right, the pitching change has been made. Number 13, Cole Huber, will come in. He's from Red Deer, Alberta. He has a 9.13 ERA with a 1-2 record on the season for him. He will toe the slab and take over for Ben Bowman, who goes 5 innings. And Golbeck will be up after the pitching change. Golbeck has struck out and grounded on a one-hopper hard back to the pitcher, but a snag by the pitcher, Bowman, and was out at first. So he steps in with runners at first and second, nobody out. Squares to bunt, turns back to second base, does Huber. Golbeck with the home run down the right field line. Both down the lines come back in really short from the 375 that's to each outfield. So the bunt is down, and it's going to be a bunt hit for Golbeck. So the bases are now loaded for Patterson. That'll bring up Patterson. He's been out on a fly to deep center field and grounded out to Padilla at first. So 5-3 the lead for the Trojans. The bases are loaded and nobody out. There's a strike right at the knees outside half of the plate. Patterson had a home run yesterday as well. Be a good time for one right here, but anything on the outfield grass would be good. There's a foul ball back into the screen so quickly. 0-2 the count on Patterson. Huber on in relief of Bowman. Ranger, Vincent, Sherry across the outfield. Padilla, Major, Roth, and Gagnon across the infield with Gines behind the plate. There's a check swing, and that's a good thing that check swing was a foul ball because he'd have been rung up on that outside strike zone right there. So we'll do the 0-2 again. Patterson, the catcher, he's at the plate. There's a high fly ball to deep center field. Is that going to be, yes, up against the fence and extra bases. So 2 runs going to hold Golbeck at second base. So 2 RBI double by Patterson. So that ties things up. Does that hit right there by Patterson? So that's going to bring up Santiago with things tied up. Still nobody out. Runners at second and third. Santiago will face Huber for the first time. Santiago has been out on a fly to center field and reached on a base on balls. So with the pitching change still being a righty, he still stays on the left-handed side as a hitter. 0-1 the count on Santiago. That reaches outside. So 1-1 the count. Something on the outfield grass. Get Golbeck in from third and put the Blue Devils on top for the first time today. See if Santiago can get it done. There's a foul ball back and over the top of us. Out of play. 1-2 the count to Santiago now. Seems as though I have cameras that have frozen. So we'll see if that camera comes back. We'll go to this camera for now. And the center field camera is still locked up, so we will stay away from that camera for the time being. In between games, May have to go out and make a change out there. We'll see. And that's inside. 2-2 the count. Two balls, two strikes. There's ball 4. So that's going to load it back up. That brought him back, excuse me. 3-2 the count. I'm not a big fan of that right there. So we'll do the 3-2 now. Santiago pulled back, called back. And there's ball 4 now. So that's going to load things up. Still with nobody out. That's going to bring up.
Now batting the left fielder, number 22, Freddie Nolan.
Freddie Nolan, the 4th. Nolan has struck out and reached on a base on balls. He'll step in with the bases full of Blue Devils and nobody out. There's a strike, catches the outside corner. And that's a good ball to leave right there. Even though we feel like it's an outside pitch, it's going to be called a strike. That's fine. 0-1 the count. Breaking ball stays up and in. 1-1 the count. That's outside. 2-1 the count. Hey, the center field camera is back. I thought maybe my power supply had gone down out there, so it just took a glitch for a moment, so we'll use it while it's working. There's a strike, catches the outside corner. So 2-2 the count now on Nolan the 4th. Blue Devils with a 2 spot here to tie it up as they bat in the bottom of the 5th. 7-inning scheduled game, remember. Foul ball back to the screen. Huber on in relief of Bowman. Bases are loaded. 2-2 the count. Freddie Nolan the 4th at the plate. There's a ball to the backhanded side and gonna get the lead run. So the fielder's choice from Major to Roth. So the 6-4 fielder's choice yields a run. So the Blue Devils take a 6-5 lead. Gonna get a pinch runner here, I believe. Get a little bookwork done here first. The Blue Devils have taken a 6-5 lead. Gonna get a pinch runner at first base. That's gonna be Tanner Pachorik. He's from Aurora, Colorado.
Number 3, Tanner Pachorik.
He will pinch run. So Nolan the 4th hits it hard, backhanded side to Major. That's what it shows. And that's in the dirt, nicely blocked by the catcher, Gines. Umpire takes one off the ankle there. Walking it off a little bit, 1-0 the count on Dirks. Dirks has grounded out to Roth at second base and reached on a base on balls. Runners at first and second, and just about taking a step towards second there was Pachorik, but he did get back in. Dirks looking to bunt, pulls it back, takes a strike, and the stolen base by Pachorik. One ball, one strike, one out, one run lead for the Blue Devils here. There's a ball headed into right field. That'll score at least one, and the second one coming home. So Dirks with the base hit to right field. Dirks with the base hit. And that's two more for the Blue Devils. That'll make it 8. That's going to bring up Levi Martin. He'll step in with one out and a runner at first base. Blue Devils now with the 8-5 lead here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. 7-inning scheduled game. Throw over to first, nothing going on over there. Martin emptied the bases his last at bat with a double. The bases were loaded with back-to-back-to-back walks, and he emptied the bases with a double for 3 RBI. Runner headed to second. That's going to be a stolen base by Dirks. Martin was called out on strikes the time before that, but he ripped one to the gap in right center for 3 RBI. That was the hit that back up. That's up high. 2-0 the count now on the designated hitter, Levi Martin. That's outside. So 3-0 the count. Your designated hitter in the 8th spot. Not sure what Coach Goldbeck will do here if he'd have him take. I'm guessing so, but a walk is not as good as a hit here because a walk won't score a run. Here comes the pitch. There's a strike on the outside corner. Levi'd just soon have a chance to swing here anyway. So 3-1 the count. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Blue Devils now with an 8-5 lead. There's a breaking ball right through there. So from 3-0 to 3-2 the count on the designated hitter, Levi Martin. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on. 5 runs in the inning. Just a little bit outside. That surprises me that wasn't called. So the base on balls. And down to first goes Martin. That's going to bring up Brady Kern. Kern has reached on a base on balls and been out on a fly to Vincent in center field. He'll step in. Still with just 1 out and runners at first and second. See if Kern can get something on the outfield grass. There's a strike right through there. 0-1 the count. Huber on in relief of Bowman. Bowman went 5. Coming in at the top of this inning before there was an out, there's a foul ball backing out of play. So 0-2 the count. On the center fielder, Brady Kern. Comes the 0-2. Just slaps that foul back over into the soccer field where there's a game going on. So the 0-2 will do it again. Turn back to second, nothing going on back there. Dirk's at second. He had 2 RBI base hit and then a stolen base. Levi Martin with the walk. Base on balls. He's down at first. 1 out. There's a foul ball. Headed for the side of the woods. Still 0-2. Earned another pitch, did Kern, but this will be the 5th pitch, even though the count's just 0-2. And a swing and a miss into the glove of the catcher, Gaines.
Now batting the second baseman, number 2, Peyton Basler.
So back to the top of the order and the 10th batter to come up in this inning. Basler started this thing off with a base hit. Two outs now. There's a breaking ball in the dirt, nicely blocked by Gaines. Want to know the count. Runners at first and second. That was going to be a ball either way because actually 2-0 the count now. Did not deliver the pitch in time. And that's behind him. That's going to be a wild pitch and allow the runners to move up. Basler at the plate. He's up there now with runners at second and third and 2 outs. He'd like to get something on the outfield grass. And there's ball 4. So that's going to bring up Mervosh. Mervosh will step in.
Third baseman, number 10, Jackson Mervosh.
Mervosh will step in with the bases loaded. 2 outs, bases full of Blue Devils. That's high and outside. 1-0 the count. Comes the 1-0. There's a strike inside half of the plate at the knees. Goldbeck on deck. He's hoping for another chance. Mervosh is hoping to keep this thing going. Mervosh is 0 for 2 with a pop out and a strikeout and a walk. That's inside. 2-1 the count. And there's a hit by pitch, and that hit by pitch will yield a run. So the Blue Devils with another run. Going to get a visit to the mound. Going to get a pitching change made. Blue Devils now leading 9-5. We'll take a break. We'll get the change. We'll be back. Stay with us. Thanks for joining me. Anyone that would like to make a donation to the broadcast, you go to 4ts.com, and there's several different ways that you can donate, and all donations go to the broadcast for KCK Baseball. I'll be back. Pitching change has been made for the Trojans. Number 31, Chase Bilbro from Atlanta, Georgia. He has a 9.0 ERA and a 1-1 record on the year. Goldbeck scheduled to face him with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Goldbeck will step in on that left-handed side. Bilbro is a side armor from Atlanta, Georgia. Martin at third. Basler at second, Mervosh at first, and headed to the plate on the left-handed side is Gary Goldbeck. He'll step in with 2 outs now, but the bases are full of Blue Devils. He is struck out, grounded out, and had a base hit. That's outside 1-0 the count. One ball, no strikes. Bases loaded for the Blue Devils. There's a ball headed into center field. Back to take care of that is Vincent. So the Blue Devils get 6 runs on 4 hits. They lead 9-5 as we go to the top of the 6th. All right, here we go to the top of the 6th inning. I've got a little paper bookwork to do here. 6th inning here. There's a ball headed to Mervosh. Mervosh is up with it and over to Santiago. So the catcher, J.J. Gines, is out on a 5-3 ground out to Mervosh. That's going to bring up Gagnon.
Now batting the first baseman, number 3, Joe Gagnon.
Gagnon is struck out and had an RBI base hit in his 2 at-bats today. There's a swing and a miss of that first pitch. So 0-1 the count on him. Reed back for another inning work. He came in the 5th. There's a high fly ball to right center, and it's going to be out of here. So Gagnon with the solo home run. He got every bit of that one, did Gagnon, for the home run. Makes it 9-6. That's going to bring up Sherry. Sherry will step in. Gavin Sherry, the right fielder. He's been out on a fly to center field and grounded out to Mervosh. Actually, fielder's choice to second base. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 1 out, home run by Gagnon, the first baseman. Make it a 9-6 game. There's a strike, 1 and 2 the count. Top of the 6th inning action. That's outside and back to the screen. Colby 6 runs on 7 hits. Blue Devils 9 runs on 5 hits. 2 and 2 the count. That's down a little bit low, so 3 and 2 to the number 9 hitter, Gavin Sherry, the right fielder. Reed on the mound. He's from Olathe, Kansas. There's a high chopper, and Reed probably would have been better off to just let Mervosh have a chance of that. That's going to be an infield hit by Sherry. So back to the top of the order, and Ranger. Ranger will step in with a runner at first and 1 out. Runner goes, and a stolen base by Reed. He's at second base now. 1-0 the count on Ranger. Ranger has a 3-for-3 day. Couple of base hits and a double with 2 RBIs. So 3 for 3 with 2 RBI for the leadoff hitter, left fielder Raphael Ranger. Nine 6 lead as the Trojans bat here in the top of the 6th. 1 run in the inning. 7 innings scheduled game, this first game of the doubleheader. Sunshiny afternoon here on the campus of the Kansas City, Kansas Community College Blue Devils. That's low and outside. 2-0 the count. Reed on in relief of Bartkowski and Lewis. There's a foul ball backing out of play, so 2-1 the count. Comes the stretch and the 2-1 from Reed. There's a strike outside corner at the knees. 2-2 the count. Breaking ball just gets a piece of it. Buys himself another pitch. Sherry at second. 2-2 count, 1 out. It's a foul ball headed over to the soccer field. Got a soccer game going on. Well, was going on. It looks like it may be done now. So we'll do the 2-2 again. It's low and outside. So the count goes full. Just misses a little bit outside. If that's a breaking ball, it's called a strike, but because it was a fastball, it was ruled outside. So Galenza will step in. Galenza has grounded out, popped out, and had a double in this one. He steps in with one out and runners at first and second. Hard hit one hopper right at the middle infielder would be good here. There's a strike called. Turns back to second, nothing going on back there. There's a strike called. 0-2 the count. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. So the second out of the inning is a strikeout of the designated hitter, Galenza. That's going to bring up Carter Roth. Roth will step in with 2 outs.
First written warning of the game. There we are. First written warning. Umpire to the batter. Cannot see it. He was walking away and said something under his breath, and he turned to him and put his hand up for him to stop talking.
2 outs. Turn back to second. Nothing much going on back there. Want to know the count? Runner at first and second, 2 outs. Carter Roth at the plate. Reed on the mound. Breaking ball just a little bit outside by this strikeout pattern. 2-0 the count. Roth's been out on a fly ball, had a 2 RBI base hit. And then was out on a great diving play toward center field. 3-0 the count now. By Basler to get him out. There's a ball headed into right field. It's going to be extra bases, score at least 1 and possibly 2, just 1. So Roth with an RBI double. Scores just 1 run there, so it's now 9-7.
I don't know why this scoreboard is giving me so much crap right now.
It doesn't like you.
I guess.
3
Number 7, Andrew Major.
runners now at second and third. That brings up Major. That's outside. Major's been out on a fly ball to right field, a strikeout, and a ground out to Basler. He's up there with 2 outs, saying 2 on, 1 count him. There's a foul ball back to the screen. So 2 runs in the inning to cut the lead to 2 at 9-7. RBIs. Home run by Gagnon and then RBI by double by Roth. There's a foul ball. That's going to hit the net and come down onto the bleachers right in front of us. 1-2 the count. Way outside and safe at home. Probably be ruled as a pass ball rather than a wild pitch, but it really doesn't matter because the run scores. It actually would be either a wild pitch or a pass ball that the score happens on, so not really an error. There's a swing and a miss for the strikeout. So the Trojans get 3 runs on 3 hits, and they cut the lead 9-8. And we go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Blue Devils leading by 1. We'll be back. Brady Patterson will lead things off here for the Blue Devils. Patterson, Santiago, and Pachorik scheduled up. That's down low and in the dirt. Bilbro back for another inning of work. Chase Bilbro from Atlanta, Georgia. Patterson is flew out, grounded out. There's a high fly ball to left field. See if that's going to get out of here, and it does. That ball was up into the tree. I think I can show you that was up into the tree. Right up there was where that one was. So Patterson with the home run. That's going to bring up Santiago. Santiago will step in. Takes a ball. So Patterson makes it a 10-8 game. So an insurance run there will possibly, hopefully not needed, but it's always nice to have. 2-0 the count on Santiago. Santiago, his first at bat, he flew out to center field to Vincent. Since then, he has reached twice on base on balls. There's a strike on the outside corner. So 2-1 the count. Bottom of the 6th inning action. 7-inning scheduled game. First game of a doubleheader. That stays outside. 3-1 the count on the first baseman, Frankie Santiago. That's inside for ball 4. So a fly out and 3 base on balls for Santiago. So officially 0 for 1 today. We're going to get a visit to the mound, likely a pitching change. We'll see if there's going to be a change or not. We'll be back. Blue Devils leading 10-8 as they bat in the bottom of the 6th inning. I'll be back. Pitching change has been made. Number 6, Dayton Stamper will come in. He has a 7.78 ERA. He is 0-3 on the season. He is from Ann Arbor, Michigan. He will be scheduled to face Pachorik, Dirks, and Martin. So Pachorik steps in. Pachorik actually came in to pinch run after the base hit by Nolan the 4th. Pachorik steps in. Want to know the count on him. There's a strike on the outside corner. Pachorik is from Aurora, Colorado. Throw over to first. Nothing much going on over there. Pachorik started the day batting .275. There's a ground ball right back up the middle. So a base hit, and headed to third base is Santiago. And Santiago is safe at third, and Pachorik heads to second base on the throw. So that's going to bring up Dirks. Dirks will step in with runners at second and third. Nobody out, so the Blue Devils look for more insurance here. Dirks has grounded out, walked, and had a 2 RBI base hit with a stolen base mixed up in all that. He'll step in with first base open and nobody out. That misses outside, 1-0 the count. Ranger Vincent, Sherry across the outfield, Padilla, Major, Roth, and Gagnon across the infield with Gines behind the plate and Dayton Stamper on the mound. Stamper on the mound, excuse me. One on Dirks. There's a ball that's just wide of first base down there. Coach Billy Sharp over there at first base. So 1-2 the count now on Dirks. Infield for the Trojans in.
That's trouble.
And that's going to be extra bases into the corner. And
2 RBI double by Marcus Dirks.
Dirks with 2 RBI into the left field corner. That's going to bring up Levi Martin.
Now batting the DH, number 34, Levi Martin.
Martin's been called out on strikes, had a 3 RBI double and a base on balls. Still nobody out. Blue Devils leading 12-8. I'll get the bookwork done here in a second, showing 12-8. First pitch is a strike called. Little tardy with some of my bookwork. I apologize for that. 12-8 the score. And strike called. 0-2 the count, correct. On Levi Martin, the designated hitter. Runner at second base. There's a ball headed into the left field corner. Coach is going to hold Pachorik at third. So Levi Martin. So runners at the corners now to Kern. So in this inning, a home run, a base on balls, a base hit, a double, and a base hit. So that's going to bring up Kern. Kern has reached on a base on balls, flew out to Vincent in center field and struck out. That's up high for ball one, 1-0 the count. On the center fielder, Kern. Patterson led the inning off with a solo home run. There's a base hit into the corner. That's going to be extra bases. So Dirk scores and runners at second and third. So 6 batters and 5 base hits. 1 RBI there makes it 13. So back to the top of the order and Basler. Blue Devils now up 13-8. There's a strike right through there. Basler's had a strikeout, a base on balls, a base hit, and another base on balls. So 1 for 2 with a base hit with a couple of walks. Fouls that one back over the top of the third base side, Stamper on in relief of Bilbro, Huber, and Bowman. Nobody out still. Runners at second and third. There's a ball headed at the shortstop. He's going to take a throw over, so the ground out to shortstop. Majors over to Gagnon, yields another run.
Now batting the third baseman, number 10, Jackson Mervosh.
So that's going to bring up Mervosh, 14-8. Now the score. Mervosh steps in with 1 out and a runner at third. There's a strike on the outside corner. Kern is at third base. And that's inside. Mervosh has popped out, struck out, walked, and was hit by a pitch that yielded a run. That's outside. Mervosh 0 for 2 on the day with a walk and a hit by a pitch. That hit by a pitch scored a run. There's a line drive off the glove of the diving Padilla, and that's going to be another base hit and another run.
RBI single by Jackson Mervosh.
So the Blue Devils with another RBI makes it 15. That's going to bring up Goldbeck. 1 out. Goldbeck with the base hit into right field. Going to hold the runner. Mervosh at second base. So the Blue Devils have batted around again.
Now batting the catcher, number 32, Brady Patterson.
So that's going to bring up Patterson. Patterson will step in with a couple of runners on with 1 out. Yes, it is. He hit a home run his last time up and hit by a pitch. That might be the safest thing to do right there, because one swing of the bat, and that would have ended this one by the 10-run rule. So Patterson hit by a pitch, and that's going to load things up for Santiago. So Santiago will come to the plate. He'll be there with 1 out and the bases full of Blue Devils. Blue Devils with a 7-run lead right here, 15-8. Have I got my bookwork done? 15-8, and that's going to bring up Santiago. Santiago will face Stamper. Blue Devils send the 11th, 9-10, 11th hitter to the plate this inning. It's a foul ball backing out of play. Five runs in the inning. Blue Devils leading 15-8. Swing and a miss of that pitch, so 0-2 the count. Going to get a pinch runner at first base. That's going to be Jackson Widener pinch running.
Pinch running at first base, number 5, Jackson Widener.
Widener is from Wildwood, Missouri. He'll step in over there at third because, or at first, that is the winning run on the spread rule. So put a little speed over there to maybe to end this one early and save a little bit of pitching. Bases are full of Blue Devils. 1 out, Santiago at the plate. There's a ground ball headed to the first baseman, and Gagnon will step on the base for the 3 unassisted, but that scores a run. And that's going to bring up Pachorik.
Number 3, Tanner Pachorik.
Pachorik will step in now with 2 outs, 16-8 the score. Pachorik steps in with runners at second and third, and there's a strike called. Pachorik could get something on the outfield grass, could potentially end this game. 16-8 the score. Pachorik at the plate. Pachorik had a base hit. He came in to pinch run after. Nolan, the fourth, ended up at first. There's a foul ball into the glove of the catcher, Gaines. 1-2 the count. Comes the 1-2. Swing and a foul ball into the glove of Gaines. So the Blue Devils get 7 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. And we go to the top of the 7th inning with the Blue Devils leading 16-8. I'll be back. Top of the 7th inning, pitching change has been made. Carson Rosen from Topeka, Kansas comes in. He's facing Padilla, Vincent, and Gaines scheduled up for the Trojans. There's a high fly ball to left center. That's deep and out of here. So Padilla with the home run. So Padilla with the home run. Makes it 16-9. Rosen has a 4.22 ERA and a 1-0 record, but he gives up that home run there. There's a strike right through there to Lucas Vincent. He's been on base 2 of 3 times, but 0 for 1. He's reached on a base on balls and been hit by a pitch. 1-1 the count on him. 16-9 the score. Top of the 7th inning action. Blue Devils need 3 outs to end this thing. 2-1 the count. There's a swing and a miss. Actually, a swing and a foul glove into the catcher's glove. Is this Olsen behind the plate, guys? Olsen, number 48, after they pinch ran for Patterson. Olsen comes in. There's a high fly ball to deep left field and back to the wall, and that's going to be off the wall and a double for Vincent. That ball was off the wall, so close to a home run. And at second base is Vincent with the double. That's going to bring up J.J. Gaines. Gaines will step in. with no outs and a runner at second base. He's been out on a fly, reached on a base on balls, and grounded out to Mervosh at third. That misses for ball one, 1-0 the count. Rosen on in relief of Reed. There's a ball headed into deep left field. And the catch made by, believe that would be either Pachorik or, guys, it's Widener in left and Pachorik in right, so that would be Widener there.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 3, Joe Gagnon.
So one out, and that brings up Gagnon. Gagnon up the middle. Goldbeck takes care of that for the 6-3 ground out. So the Blue Devils 1 out away from taking care of this first game today.
Number 27, Gavin Sherry.
It's going to bring up Sherry. Sherry will step in with 2 outs. Takes a ball. Home run to lead off the inning by Isaiah Padilla. Then a double by Vincent, then a ground out. There's a strike right through there. 1-1 the count. Run is Vincent. He moved up on that ground ball. There's a ball headed into deep center field, and that's taken care of by the center fielder, Kern. So the Blue Devils take care of the first game. They win 16-9, and that's the end of this one. So the Blue Devils win the first 2 out of 3. The second game coming up here in about 25 or 30 minutes. We'll be back for that one. Join us. Go to the next link. We'll see you then. Blue Devils win this one 16-9. I'll be back.